That's not good. Welcome back to the Franchise Ain't Dead podcast, and today we're going to be discussing the gameplay updates to MLB the Show 25, some of my thoughts on it. Let's just get this out of the way. The idea that ambush hitting is just guess pitch is wrong, and I can understand why some of the devs, when they mentioned in the stream, that people just didn't get what they were doing with the feature. Granted, none of us have the game in our hand. Ambush hitting is essentially an extension of the zone hitting interface, and it makes sense that you're able to sit either inside and have a better opportunity at timing your hit and better chance at making solid contact. That doesn't and shouldn't mean that you should, hit a home run, hit a liner into the gap or anything like that. It's just you squared said pitch up, and it's not something that you have to use. It's something that you can use from pitch to pitch. If you know somebody is going to throw you a particular pitch inside or outside, or you have a better guess at that, you can toggle it on, toggle it off from just playing inside the game and not necessarily needing to do so in the menu screen. They did bring up a screen where you can set where your PCI will sit in said ambush hitting. It can be high and inside, high and outside, low and inside, low and outside, down the middle, all yada yada. You know the spot of the zone. Wherever your PCI is placed, you have a bigger center area of the PCI. As y'all know, I am mostly clean screen, if not completely clean screen. I don't even play with the PCI showing. It honestly has become more distracting as I've played the game over the years. The area outside where you have guessed, say I'm guessing inside for the pitch. It doesn't have to be specific to a pitch. It doesn't have to be inside fastball, inside curveball, inside changeup. It's just inside or outside. I'm not sure if you can guess just high or just low, as they didn't show that at all. Starting at all-star hitting difficulty, the area in which you have not selected ends up being up to 2 difficulties more difficult to hit. So all-star is essentially legend. They didn't state whether Hall of Fame is essentially GOAT, which is the new difficulty where pitches are coming in harder. They're coming in with significantly more break. You have a smaller PCI, decreased timing, and the par area is increased. That is the pitching, the circle when you pitch. I don't know how to explain it. They've explained it probably better than I have. Said GOAT difficulty will be available in most modes in the game. It'll definitely be online, though you won't see it unless you read 1,000 rating on ranked. Unsure about events or anything of the online nature. Offline, I would assume it will be there for those that feel like they're up for the challenge. I can say I probably would have tested this out back in 2010. I'm not at that level. I might pitch on GOAT difficulty as legend. While it's not easy, I can do some damage. Pinpoint will be more challenging to perfect on GOAT difficulty. I would hope that would be the case starting from All-Star on up. Really Hall of Fame on up, there it gets harder to perfect the motions of Pinpoint. I've tried Pinpoint. I might try it again, test that out on 24 and see how I like it to try to play with it on 25. We shall see. Ambush hitting, you can still connect perfect on an incorrectly guessed side so long as you have timed it up right, because the area you haven't guessed, you're going to have slightly decreased timing, and the entire ambush hitting mechanic can be completely disabled. You don't have to play with it. It's not mandatory. I may mess around with it here and there, especially considering you can go pitch to pitch with it and not need to, oh damn, let me go into menus and mess with this and toggle this, that, and the third, and mess something up, because there are now more and more things you can toggle in the game. Infield reactions. One of my biggest gripes with MLB the Show defense is concerned are the delayed dive attempts and some of the angles that just seem kind of scripted to miss the ball. I've had plenty of times where I've had a player at the hot corner. They could be a diamond fielder. Mind you, I'm offline exclusively for the most part. I play offline. I really don't play online like that. And I'll have a diamond fielder, and I go to dive for a ball that is a screamer down the third base line. I've played third base. I know how hard that ball is coming. I was pretty damn good at diving at that said ball. I couldn't hit worth a damn. I've definitely noticed where many a times you go to one side or the other, and I'm attempting to dive for it, and it just seems like a late dive every time. I know my timing is damn good. Misses it. Ball goes under the defender's glove, rolls into the outfield. I would at least like to stop a runner from advancing more than a base. Sometimes that ends up being the case. According to them, ratings will seem to matter, and it is based off the reaction and their jump timing. They have put some indicators underneath players of different colors. I believe it is blue, yellow, red, or blue, green, and red, something of that nature. Now there will be a greater explanation just from the indicator on the field that'll show why a player may not be getting to a ball that you think that you can or you think that you should. It's not just going to be you press the button and it just should work. It's the ratings, not even necessarily under the hood, as they are now showing more attributes. When you used to be clicking R3, R3 is now to cancel ambush hitting. Now you have to press R2 and R3 to bring up the entire field, and you see the fielder's ratings, you see their fielding, you see their reaction, you see their arm strength and arm accuracy, as well as their speed. And all of these ratings play a role in being able to run down balls in the gap for infielders in particular, those diving stops. So we aren't just sitting there like, damn, why didn't he get to this ball? A lot of that is going to have to do with the type of hit that is hit in your fielder's direction. So don't just immediately assume that just because you are a 99 fielder, you are going to get to every ball. And at first I thought that the graphic they showed was diamond fielders at a 99, either reaction and fielding. They were able to get to 100% of balls. And I'm just like, that's not good. Madden has that problem where things are guaranteed based of abilities, and that's just a no-go. Nothing should be guaranteed in any of these games. You're not baseball where if you are hitting, if you're hitting 25% of the ball successful hits, you might be a Hall of Famer. Of course, you might have to hit for power, play some great defense, yada, 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 yada. This also applies to catchers. Something they mentioned way at the end. There will be upgrades to catcher blocking pitches in the dirt. If you are player locking, if it looks like an off-speed pitch or your pitcher is just wild, you will have the opportunity to stop the ball from going to either side, going up underneath you. It's going underneath your jock strap and hitting the backstop. You're able to hopefully be able to stop that so long as your ratings fit quite nicely. I do have a question with that, and I think you guys already know where I'm going with this. Can we train our players to be better, specifically in franchise? Now, I wasn't in the live stream because I was assuming this was going to be an evening stream according to their West Coast time and my East Coast time, but that wasn't the case. They streamed this at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I was still asleep. Y'all know I'm a night shifter. I might have caught the stream midway through and was like, I'm just gonna wait till afterwards and just watch the full thing, or skip past the starting now screen and the other yada yadas, which is like maybe 8 to 10 minutes of the stream. This is a small gripe. There's no need for a countdown. Just start. We already know you guys pre-recorded that first half. That way y'all can get in and get out and be done, because they are playing on a dev kit and they do have to set things up, showcase different aspects of the game, and I understand how that goes. Defensively, there are also upgrades to the throw meter, whereas honestly, anybody with decent eyesight can time up that throw meter where the perfect accuracy spot was in the middle. Now they have changed it where, depending on fielding, arm accuracy, the perfect accuracy spot is now blue and is now on the end of the green window. No more, I can just nonchalantly not think about it, time it up, boom, middle every time. Now it is more variable, and actually, because it is at the end of the throw window, it now makes things a lot harder, as now significantly more risk and more reward. If you have a guy with great arm strength, but they don't got that accuracy, where they showcased O'Neal Cruz in center field, which I really hope they're not going to play him in center field. I mean, I get he's got the speed and probably the reaction timing, but they had him at like 99 arm strength. Granted, this is the dev build. These ratings are not finalized. His accuracy was like 50. So he's going to throw it hard, but he's probably not going to hit very many gloves. Hell, he's not going to hit anybody Roberto Clemente style, like right in the glove for the easy tag. Previously, it was too easy to throw on his out. Now it is just more risky, where if you have a guy in the outfield, say they're not that good of a fielder, they don't have that accuracy. If it is a long enough throw, there will be no perfect accuracy spot where you can time it up, boom, because it just doesn't make sense. And if they don't have the arm strength, it's not going to make sense to try to huck a ball from left field in PNC Park all the way to home, because you're never going to make that throw. It's going to bounce like 3 or 4 times. And to roll in some of the Road to the Show / player lock improvements, they've also included more situations where your corner infielder, if you're playing first, if you're playing third, maybe if you're playing pitcher even sometimes, the relay throw from an outfielder, essentially, they're going to be more offline. You're not going to be just in the perfect spot every single time in order to make that throw. You're going to have to adjust and be more responsible for securing the ball, because sometimes you might get the ball and the runners are still advancing around you. Somebody going first to second, going first to third, going second to third, second to home. You might be able to throw to one of your other teammates on the bags and throw them out and get that out instead, as opposed to the runner at the plate, which that might get you out of the inning. A guy might have crossed the plate, but a dude going from second to third thinking he's fast, but he's Giancarlo Stanton, boom, you got him dead to rights. That could save you a run. That could save you 2 runs. You never know. I'm not going to lie, when I heard about first person mode, I had to really sit and think, have they already done this before? Not really. I thought maybe Road to the Show did this. I know they had a QTE where you had to press the button in order to catch the ball. It might have been MLB 15, might have been 16. You can switch in and out between first person mode and more of the older over the shoulder third person mode. Offensively, while a base runner, you are able to swim slide like they showed, which apparently is made famous by Ellie De La Cruz. I feel like somebody else in the 150-year history of baseball has probably done this similarly. Him being like 6'4", 6'5", he gonna have the ability to, oh, I'm going in one hand, whoop, nope, gotcha, and tag the base with the other hand. So it's not exactly sliding to the outside of the bag, though you may be able to do that as well. The situations in which this comes into play are going to be very timing specific. They didn't state when, but when the QTE comes up where you have to do the gesture in order to make it happen, you don't time it right, you're going to be out. It is what it is. Also defensively, they have adjusted the home run robbing meter. Previously had it to alter your outfielder's speed and the ball speed coming to the near home run area, so really where the player has the ability to make the catch, in order to make the animation play out. And I had a feeling, but I can't confirm these things. They just outright said it, and to be honest, I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate them being honest, like, yo, we had to manipulate some things to make this work. I can appreciate you saying that. Now, the green window in which you jump to rob the ball is now more in the middle, and it gives you a little bit more time to square it up to where it needs to be. And it's not just how you, the user, make the jump and time that up just right. Also, it's going to come down to ratings. If your players got the reaction and the fielding to make the catch, and it really is a ball that they can actually get to, they'll slow down. There will be stutter stepping at the warning track, and then the attempt at the ball. You can miss it. It's not just going to be in specific parts of a park. It can be anywhere. So Triples Alley in San Francisco, while you can't climb that brick, you might have to play a ball that might hit off the wall, and if it hits just wrong, oh boy, it's either a triple or an inside the park home run. I'm not an online player, but them created stadiums, oh boy, it's going to be a doozy. Some of the quality of life updates, most if not all of these, are basically going to be online stuff. Bullpen arms are now just coming in fully warm. It seems like this is an online modes only, though they mentioned later on you can have this as a toggle feature in franchise or an exhibition. And I know I'm not going to play with it on. Pause timer is now down to 90 seconds, so 1:30. And co-op, you and your teammates all share it. So get in the menu, do what you got to do, get out. You won't be able to stall your opponent while being in a menu, in a pause menu or a quick menu. Your opponent will be able to make adjustments too. I don't know what the hell took them so long. The sweeper. While I probably controversially think it's probably still kind of more of a slurve / slider or more of a gyro slider than anything. Listen, if they're going to recognize a new pitch, by all means recognize the new pitch or the new iteration of the new pitch. It is not replacing the slide. It is not replacing the slurve, so you do not have to worry about that. but I am a bit concerned as Paul Skeens, as they showed, his circle pitch, his second best pitch apparently, is a sinker, though he has been known to throw a splinker. And because Roki Sasaki is coming in the game, I'm not expecting Sasaki to have more than 5 pitches because it doesn't look like that's the route they're going at this point. Though I don't think it would be that difficult. Maybe if you just had it where you just double tap, like professional baseball spirits, you can just press a button and then you'll have access to the secondary set of 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches that a guy might have. I would think that the splinker would be in there. Roki Sasaki also throws a shuto, which is kind of a reverse slider. I highly doubt that pitch will be in there as a specific pitch of his, as Daisuke Matsuzaka, when he came into MLB The Show, I believe back in 2008, he did not have a designated gyro ball. I believe they gave him a slurve. I do expect a guy like Sasaki to have obviously the 4-seam fastball. He may have a 2-seamer. His shuto may be replaced with a running fastball. You never know. He should definitely have the forkball, as that is one of his better pitches. He'll have a curveball, though it's honestly the worst pitch he throws. At that point, I think I've already hit 6 pitches. We'll see how that plays out in general as far as how many pitches you can give a pitcher, especially considering the Road to the Show feature premiere should be next week. If I'm not live with it, you'll get my reaction in the coming days right behind it, and I will definitely be there for the franchise feature premiere. I want to thank y'all for listening to Franchise Ain't Dead Podcast. Peace out.